Hello students, this is Ms. Summers. This video will show you how you can evaluate a source for bias. Virtually anything that is written or posted to the internet by a human being is going to have some degree of bias. It's only natural. And it's especially true when we're talking about controversial topics like the ones you're going to be researching for your presidential priorities project. So while you're evaluating a source, there's a few questions you can ask. First of all, what is the purpose of the source? Are they trying to inform you about a particular topic, or are they trying to persuade you to take a particular point of view? Does the source provide only one point of view or one agenda? Does the author present alternate points of view as well? And if so, are those points of view presented objectively or with scorn? Another thing to think about is there an organization behind the site that might have an agenda to promote as well? Bias isn't inherently wrong. Sites and sources could have a bias that's towards the liberal side or the conservative side, and these are things that you will note. It's not necessarily bad, we just want you to recognize and understand. There are warning signs when the bias is taken too far, and those sites are really disreputable. Sites that are heavily opinionated or one-sided, if they rely on unsupported or unsubstantiated claims, if they only select certain facts that promote their point of view, if it's mostly opinion that's being promoted and not facts, and especially if the site creators use extreme or derogatory language to characterize the other side. So a way for you to find out more about a source or a site is using a strategy called lateral reading. What an organization or an author says about itself or himself is one thing, but if you use lateral reading strategies, you can find out a little bit more information. So you were taught to evaluate a website by reading the content on that website itself. And that's a good start. This one here has some good things. It lists the organization right there. It has an About Us page. It seems to be a professionally designed site. There's not a lot of advertising. We have our title there. There is an author identified. Here it links to a full study. All of that is good. But to really get to the heart of the matter about the Heartland Institute, we're going to do lateral reading. So what you do is you open a new tab and you use a search engine. I'm using Google. And you're going to Google that institution or author. Heartland Institute. The first two sites that come up in the results list are the Heartland Institute itself. And like I said, what they say about themselves is one thing, what others say is something else. Let's go down to the first result written by somebody else. This is a Wikipedia article, and Wikipedia is really good for this lateral reading strategy. Here it says it's an American conservative and libertarian public policy think tank. All right, it has a bias, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Here it mentions that it tackles controversial issues like global warming, tobacco policy, other things like that. Here it notes that this institute worked with the tobacco company to attempt to discredit the health risks of secondhand smoke. All right, that's a red flag. They are working with a company to deny scientific information about secondhand smoke. The next paragraph lists that the Institute is a promoter of climate change denial, rejecting scientific consensus on climate change. Okay, there's another red flag. So this shows that this institute might not present facts that go against their point of view. You go back, there are several other sites that you can look at written by other people that will shed a little bit more light on what the Heartland Institute is all about. So as you evaluate your sources, you'll mention their bias, whether it's liberal or conservative, and you can mention what they use. Are they providing facts? Are they just providing opinion? And those are the kind of things that you are going to list as you evaluate your source for bias. Any questions? Contact me or Mrs. Grex and we can help you out. Good luck.